It's Fireside Chats. At the Tech Council, we get so excited. We get to profile our members around the cozy fire. Be it digital or whatever it is, we just want a reason to tell stories. When I think about what's going on with 412 Food Rescue, it's been a company we've been following for 10 years, the Tech Council. And it is a company that is doing good on so many levels. We're talking about not just eliminating food waste and things going to landfills, but more importantly, feeding people. Nothing more important than that. You guys are doing some good work. We are talking to, of course, Ameesh Kapoor. Thanks for hanging out with me today.
Absolutely.
And Fetchin today.
Doing good, John.
So glad to have you guys here. Like I said, huge fans of what you guys do. You guys have won like Tech 50 winners for our award, and you guys have done some great things. It recognizes the work. But today we're going to dork out on what it is that you guys do
Cool.
with our friendly fire.
Yeah, I love it.
Aren't you impressed I was able to set this thing up like this?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it takes
So cozy.
real skills here. I digress. So, I mean, let's just start. Some of our viewers here just may not really know what 412 Food Rescue is all about.
I'll start us off.
Okay.
So 412 Food Rescue was founded in 2015. So as you mentioned, we're celebrating our 10-year anniversary. The core 412 Food Rescue is focusing on recovering fresh food and delivering it to those who are food insecure. That's really kind of the main core focus of the platform.
Yeah. And I remember that during COVID, that platform became so popular. I wanted nothing more than to rescue like a couple big bags of bagels and like take them to a place. And every time I'd get on the app, I'd be like, oh, the rescue, like, oh, someone took it. But I was like, not mad because I was like, wait, this app is working because people are using it and they're saving food. They're feeding people. I just love that. But in 10 years, probably so much has changed as well, too.
Yeah.
And the volunteer opportunities, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but the Tech Council has volunteered there. I know you have lots of volunteers coming through to help with what you do. You guys are working on many different levels here. I absolutely love that.
We have a lot of different programs in addition to, our software that powers food rescue throughout Pittsburgh and throughout the nation. We also run a kitchen over in Millvale, the Good Food Project. Lots of things going on. It's so busy.
It is. Like when we were at the Millville kitchen, the activity going through was just really heartwarming because you just realize people care and they want to show up and do stuff. Just switching gears a little bit, you just talk about all the things that you do. Like I said, there's so much, it's almost like, where do I begin? But one thing I want to start with that I think is just so interesting because we are the Tech Council, is the technology platform behind this, right? And the fact that you can take this platform and you can scale it to other cities and other places. So it's not just a Pittsburgh thing, but it's something that the whole world can use in order to feed people. And also, I keep saying this, keeping stuff from going into landfills. So, I mean, you're the guy, you're the tech guy. I mean, this is really cool. I mean, watching this platform has been in development, and being iterated over the past 10 years. Give me some of the background of the platform and how it works and everything like that.
It started from, we were posting things on Facebook to get volunteers was the original way that this is working.
Right. So you're actually relying on another platform.
Correct. The idea was, let's find out if people want to do this.
Yeah.
And through Facebook and tracking things in Google Sheets, found out really quickly that people are interested and they will do this. And our CEO at the time, Leila Rondo, said, we need a technology solution, so let's get that built. And she actually reached out to me at that time and was like, hey, I know you're involved in apps and stuff. I've got an app idea.
Yeah. When Leila talks, everyone listens. She's one of the most amazing women I think I've ever met.
Yes,
so,
definitely. Yeah. She grabbed my ear and I was like, yes, this is a great idea. And absolutely something that's perfect for a mobile application. And, we got things off the ground with some outside contractors and really got things rolling. And we evolved to a technology platform where we're now very invested using Amazon Web Services very heavily across a variety of services. We started with one server running all our stuff on it, and we've expanded to, containerized, cloud hosted, all that good stuff that comes with being able to scale and the need to scale. So it's pretty crazy how much it's changed over the course of 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, first starting off is like using Facebook,
right?
So you having your own app that's connecting to so many people, and that's creating some serious impact, Brad. I mean, are there some key figures that we can think about that just shows how important the work has been for 412?
Yeah, for sure. There's maybe two sides of the coin on this one. I think in terms of our partner network, we have some of the most wonderful partners, customers that have been very loyal within 412. As Ameesh mentioned, we
built this SaaS platform called Food Rescue Hero. So locally, it's a little bit less known. 412 is kind of the household name.
Totally.
More nationally and within North America, it's more commonly known as Food Rescue Hero. So at this point, we are at 24 partners, 24 customers that leverage the Food Rescue
Excellent. So
Hero.
they're actually deploying that app that in their neck of the woods.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term, in order to get people rescuing the food and bring
Yeah.
it to the people that need it. Okay.
And it's been so wonderful. I think the way that Ameesh and the team have built and architected and developed this platform, it's really made it a lot easier for us to, work with new prospects in different cities, different communities, whether it's in North America or even globally. We're having conversations with a wide variety of partners and prospects in other countries, Australia, Mexico, Canada. So
Whoa,
it's kind of like-
international. I bet.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh
So-
my goodness. Like from Pittsburgh to around the world.
Yeah. And so I think in terms of like key metrics, I think one thing that the team feels really proud of is this was born out of a food recovery organization in Pittsburgh. As Ameesh mentioned, the thought was, let's expand this. Why not? We already spent the time and energy and, building out this tech platform. Why not try to license it and grow it outside of Pittsburgh? So we have, kind of grand ambitions. And what's great is that every time we get into a conversation with a partner, they are familiar with what Food Rescue Hero is.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a testament to what Ameesh built, what the team built.
Yeah, 100%.
They kind of know that it is a platform that can help them scale. Like we kind of internally say it's a low bar and a high ceiling. So every partner that comes on with us, whether they have a staff of 3 or a staff of 40, it kind of can like scale along with their ambitions on how big of a community they want to serve. So that's something I think in terms of like market footprint, that's important for us to keep growing. In terms of like market impact, I think since 2015, we've had the number that I remember is roughly 170 million pounds of food rescued since 2015.
Thank goodness. I mean, just directionally in that number, I can't even, you can't count to 170 million, I don't think in your lifetime, right? I mean, and you think about that as like a pound of food and how that's something that went to go nourish somebody who is in need and not just end up into a landfill.
Well, and I'll say too, like, I think, sometimes it's what's 1 million pounds of food. And I think that translates roughly to about 150 million meal equivalent.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that makes
if you break
sense
that down, I mean,
little bit more.
so cool.
And then I think even one kind of, there's a lot of interconnectedness to food waste. It's not just solving food waste. It's also benefiting folks that may be food insecure, which is naturally like a common kind of correlation. And then there's also, climate change benefits of it as well. So
Absolutely.
I think since 2015 to today, for the broader network, if we have 170 million pounds of food recovered, I think it kind of roughly equates to 160,000 flights from New York City to LA.
That's a lot of carbon reduction right there, right? Yeah. Yeah. I think exactly. That makes so much sense because that's something that you need energy to create that next batch of food to equate to that. So, wow. You guys are hitting, like I said, at many different levels.
For sure.
So, food waste is one of the biggest contributors to methane gas in the environment.
The stuff rots fast, so when it's in a landfill, it starts emanating quickly.
Yep. And that's to what Brad was saying about climate change. That's where that really comes in, is keeping that out of landfills, getting it to people who need it means you're literally saving the planet by doing food rescue.
And you're saving people's lives as far as I'm concerned, because it bothers me so much. I just feel like in this country where we have so much, that there are people who are food insecure. It gives me goosebumps thinking about it because it's just not right. But you guys are doing a solution that addresses that directly. And that to me is so powerful. It really is.
And I think just to piggyback on what Ameesh was saying, it's a really big number. I think, industry wide in the United States, the number that typically gets thrown around is that up to 40% of food in the United States gets wasted on any given day, which is a lot. And I think even if you think about those numbers, the UN had said if we were able to recover and redirect that food to folks that are food insecure, we could solve world hunger
I would imagine
four
so.
times over.
Like 4 times over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Wow. So maybe like walk me through like how the app works. Like if I'm a user of the app, like take me through it. Like let's say there's, I guess, like a restaurant that has a bunch of they were catering a meal or something. And there's a bunch of rolls and God, take me through
Sure. Do you
it.
want to take this up?
Sure. So that food preparer will contact us and let us know that there's food available to be picked up.
Okay. Did they have to have the app then to let you know that, hey, I've got food?
Our food donors do not need to have the app.
Okay.
There's a form on the website. You can also call
cool.
our dispatch team directly.
Oh, you got a dispatch
up.
team.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
We got some bagels. We're going in.
Yeah, our dispatch
We
team
will
is
rescue those
amazing.
bagels. I
Yeah.
have to think about rescuing bagels. I don't know what it is, but I had this vision, like I said, when I was using the app, that like, there's gonna be these 2 big bags of bagels.
There's
I'll
a
be
lot of
coming home
burgers
like
in
this.
Pittsburgh,
Like, look at these
yeah.
bagels for everybody. So keep
happens.
going.
Yeah, our dispatch team will then take information about the food donation and figure out the best place for it to go, given proximity, given time of day, given what types of foods that
Right.
particular
It could
recipient
be more
might need.
perishable than something else, right?
Correct.
Like the bagels keep.
Correct.
But if you got some, like, I don't know, baklava, maybe not, it might, yeah.
Exactly. So taking all that into account, they'll choose the best food donor, and our platform offers some suggestions based on the information that's in the system.
Okay, cool.
They'll make that connection. They'll put that information into the platform. Platform sends a push notification to all our app users and says, hey, there's food available at this place. If you are a volunteer, you'll get that notification and you can set preferences on when you want to receive notifications about food. If you know Saturday mornings are a great time for me to rescue food,
Yeah.
you can do that. Or lunchtime during the week, I know I've got 30 minutes to an hour free. I can pick up a food rescue. You can customize those things about receiving the notification.
As a user of a rescuer, you can tailor it to when you can actually do it. It's not
Correct.
like, I'm gonna get out of bed to rescue these bagels.
Yes, exactly. And the app will then walk you through that whole process. So as a user, you claim a rescue. So, you make sure only one person can get it at a time. And when it's time for you to start your rescue, you just go and say start rescue, and it'll walk you through the whole process. It'll give you information about where the food donor is to pick up the food. If there's any additional information to know about it, it'll pop up a thing and tell you, hey, go around back, knock on the door 3 times and ask for Steve,
Exactly.
and then it'll tell you where to take the food as well with a similar thing. And then that's it.
Exactly.
And really,
Food is rescued, it's brought to the
30
location
to
where it's
60
needed,
minutes.
and then you're feeding people.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's also part of, I think, what Ameesh and the team have built that I know our volunteers really appreciate,
Yeah.
as well as our, we refer to them as food recovery organizations in other cities, is it kind of meets the volunteer where they are. So if a volunteer only has time to commit to one ad hoc rescue per month, they could look at what's available during a window that makes sense for them. They
Right.
could do
Yeah.
that. There are other volunteers, like part of our volunteer base. It's really great because they may be retired and they may have a little bit more time to give back to their community. So we do have volunteers that will also look for what we call a weekly template. And the template is essentially just like a recurring rescue that happens.
You know that this restaurant's always going to have food or whatever it is at this particular time. And so
Right.
you know that you can just count on that. Someone's like sign up for that. I'm there every Wednesday morning.
Yeah, every single rescue, it's just like one is just as heartwarming as the next. And
Completely.
not only do our volunteers, build relationships with 412 or other partners in other cities, but they get to know the food donors. And more importantly, they get to know the nonprofit partner, the recipient.
You're
of
building
that
some real
donation as
community
well.
around us
Yeah.
at the end of the day is what that comes down to. And the best part, I keep going back to this because I get really proud of our member companies that this is technology built in Pittsburgh. Thank you, Ameesh.
Yes.
Thank you. Good job. Good job. We'll keep you on.
Yeah.
Out of Pittsburgh.
So you're 10 years in. Where are you looking to the future right now?
So coming up on 10 years, we really wanted to take a step back and kind of rethink our strategic plan. So our new CEO, who's been in the role for a year, we both started around the same time, but she's been such a great addition to the team. One of the things that was really important to her is that we look to kind of reevaluate what the next 3 years and the growth of the organization looks like. So we've created a few pillars that kind of help us focus on key areas of the business that we want to grow. Within the technology and the platform itself, we also built a 3-year roadmap for what are the key features and functionalities that our partner networks have requested of us, or also that we just within the team see that maybe could help improve their day-to-day
100%.
operations.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit of both.
That's awesome, man. I love the fact that you're thinking towards the future.
Yeah.
I want to see these impact numbers continue to escalate. And then the fact that people around the world are able to take this app, organizations around the world can take this app, use it, start feeding people. That's awesome, man. That's a cool Pittsburgh story. I'm just going to say it right now.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
It's a good story.
Believe me when I tell you, it's an awesome story. Oh my goodness.
So, and again, I think in terms of tech with Food Rescue Hero, we talked about market expansion. We'd like to get into a wide variety of cities globally. That's kind of the long-term aspiration for the
100%.
platform at a very high level. But then I think, in terms of key features and functionalities that we are building, there's a lot of we really want this to be a human-centric platform. We find the value and we see the value in automation. Ameesh mentioned that even with the concept of suggested nonprofits for dispatchers,
Okay.
We're seeing that the utilization of that functionality is really high because it kind of takes guesswork out. It gives them maybe a leveled up list of items or, nonprofits that they could select from. But there still is that human element where it's not required. They can still find a nonprofit maybe to help improve equitability in their communities. I know we've also been, we got accepted into an AI for Change Makers program. It was a 7-week boot camp. We got paired up with an external tech company to help us kind of accelerate some efforts on the AI front.
Awesome.
But even AI's already made it into the platform. We've got a new business intelligence platform that leverages AI for natural language search, which on the surface might seem great, but what are partners really going to do with that? But again, some of our partners may only have a few people on their staff.
Right.
So for them to go into this analytics platform and ask a very detailed question, it kind of just helps make them more efficient.
It's a great tool.
Yeah.
All the way around. The one thing I want to talk about just a little bit is your commitment to the community here in Pittsburgh. You're part of our Apprenti program, which we're very proud of at the Tech Council. It's so important that you guys stepped up or are able to work with us. And people don't know out there, when we're talking about Apprenti, this is where we're taking folks that maybe would have access to getting a programming job or a business analyst job and becoming an apprentice. And you guys had an apprentice. And so I want to thank you guys for stepping up and doing it, because it's not an easy thing to do all the time, but you're definitely being proactive and looking at how to diversify your workforce and so forth. Why were you guys interested in being part of Apprenti and so forth?
I love the concept. I think people from different walks of life into technology is a great thing. I really love the concept from the selfish perspective as a manager in an organization, specifically a nonprofit. Dollar bills are not always easy to come by. That was helpful for us to get somebody in the door who you guys vetted for us and said, hey, we've interviewed this person a couple times. We know they're great.
We think they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
They might work out.
Yeah.
Give them a try.
And then we had an opportunity to interview them as well, and really blew me away. And she's been great.
That's
on our
fantastic.
staff for a little over 2 years now.
That's amazing. So,
Yes.
wow, that goes, so it does work. There's still
Absolutely,
after 2
100%.
years. Awesome.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah, Jessica is awesome. We're so glad she's on our team, and
Amazing.
Has been a really high performer since she came.
You guys are setting the bar, and I want other companies out there to say, we're not big enough to be part of Apprenti. It's like, no, you are. 412 can do it. These guys are doing a million things at once, and they have time to do it. So we thank you for participating in that.
Absolutely.
And I can't thank you guys enough for stopping by and hanging out with me today to tell a little bit of your story. I think this just goes to show Pittsburgh is baking some pretty cool companies.
Yeah.
And 412, so we've been following you for 10 years. And I'm like, yeah, okay. That's so cool. Like you said, with the new CEO, you guys are moving in some really cool directions, feeding a lot of people. Thank you for being part of the Fireside Chats.
Thank you.
Simple as that. So thank you guys. You are the best. If you want more content like this, just keep following us. We keep telling as many stories as we possibly can.